When I was 12, I saw my first ever show in Vienna, and I could not believe what I saw and straight knew this is exactly what I want to do.
My first ever MOD experience was back in 2014.
2009.
2013.
Last year was the first one.
If I was 13 years old.
2011.
2014.
A long time ago.
When I was 12 or 13.
I'm getting old.
I don't know, 10 years ago maybe?
16, 17 years ago.
So the first MOD show I've ever seen was in Klagenfurt in Austria.
Yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday.
The hype was crazy, the crowd was freaking out. 20,000 people in one show.
To see everything live like that, and it's just such a massive show with so many different effects.
The best riders in the world doing the greatest show in the world.
Just an insane experience and an insane feeling. Honestly, it was like one of the best experiences I've ever had.
Yeah, one of the guys did a backflip and it was like, wow. And then all I wanted to is ride the show.
There was like a moment for me where I really felt like this is awesome, I want to be part of that.
MOD is the reason I ride.
I'm the DJ since the first Masters of Dirt show. By that time, I didn't even know there was people doing this kind of tricks. And at the show, I met Georgie. He was very young. I think he was, I don't know, 17, 18. He looked like 12.
Are you ready for 4 crazy fucking Masters of Dirt shows?
So the idea for Master of Dirt has started when I was around 12.
You know, Georgie and me grew up together.
He was always wheeling his bicycle in front of the house.
I saw him passing my house on his bike, doing wheelies.
He told me it was you passing his house doing wheelies.
Oh.
So who did wheelies?
Really? I probably did wheelies.
So I kind of knocked on his door, we started riding.
We were slowly getting into dirt jumping and we were looking for a name. And that was Masters of Dirt. I got into motocross and we went to, I think it was a world championship run in Austria back in the day. And we went there with Georgie's dad and they had a freestyle show. Proper old school show, they were doing Supermans and stuff and we were just screaming and loved it so much. And since Georgie's dad had this company, this management company, and he already organized the Supercross, he was, I think, kind of a fan too of the guys jumping. And he said, maybe it's possible to do an event like that with only the jumpers. That was like a dream come true for both of us because we got his dad into that thing and he believed in it.
Then we found a show format called Night of the Jumps in Germany, which we did from 2003 to 2007 here in Vienna. And we realized, okay, it's FIM regulated, there's no show. And before that, I've always had Master of Dirt. I never wanted to commercialize it. But my dad's like, you should go for it, you should go for it. And that's how it all started rolling.
I think it was too early to think about growing something big that is gonna change the freestyle world.
Honestly, there wasn't a lot of deep thought being put into it. We just did what we love.
It developed quite quick after that.
MOD has progressed in so many different ways.
Early days of MOD, it was just total mayhem.
The first show here had 6,000 people and 2 dirt landings, and every second rider crashed his brains out.
Years ago, it's like a glory or hospital.
So it was more crashes, more pain.
We have no airbags. Everybody did hard things with hard landing.
I think there was definitely more crashes because we were experimenting a lot.
Landings like this, another more flat, and ramps at 21, 22, different angles.
We know exactly the measurements, the radius and distances, so it's kind of always the same.
I don't know if we're allowed to say this, definitely less dirt. I think it got more safe for the riders.
Track-wise, we stepped it up. Then the airbag came at one point. There was like a change, you can more safely try the craziest tricks.
I've seen people die. Thankfully, it didn't happen during our shows, but it's still very sad, and I'm very happy that it's getting more safe. It's much better for the riders because you see the same thing. I know that some riders would say it's realness, but fuck that shit, man. You do the trick. Why would you die just to be real?
Yes, I love airbags.
I think the addition of safety for the show, like airbags and soft landings, just lets us push it.
It doesn't mean that it's not difficult or risky, At the end of the day, it's an extreme sport and a dangerous sport,
We have to do a lot of shows here, It sucks when we kind of have to like save the risk, and some people don't get to see the coolest tricks in the history of the sport. So with upgraded safety means upgraded sending, so I'm all for it.
Over all of these years, I've seen a lot.
Most stupid thing was probably breaking my back during practice. That was stupid.
And then Andrea was in front of me. He's like, double flip? I was like, yeah, f it, why not? Never done one. Cranked in, yanked like a motherfucker. Literally, I looked down and there was the landing and I was still somewhere there. I was like, yeah, no, this is not gonna work. Tore my ACL. Yeah, fun.
My first MOD, when I jumped in my underwear, flipped and just landed on my back and completely fucked up my ass and my back.
Look, there's some loose ends in some guys' heads. So if they feel like it, they will send it and they crash. It tamed down a bit.
But it's just more responsible, Like you can feel it also in the party and stuff. Like before it was super crazy.
Yeah, the parties, bro. MOD parties are the sickest parties of the year.
I can't remember a single Sunday show like being fully like focused.
Shit.
Over the years, I would say it got a little bit calmer, but in the beginning years, I remember like it was just crazy, total chaos, people tearing their shirts.
It was mega wild. There was always huge bills for hotels because fuck-ups and shit destroyed, and that changed, which is good. But I also say that's good because on that side now that I have to fix their problems.
I think everyone grew up. There's like less partying when we shouldn't actually be partying. Like people go to bed now before the show.
It's still a lot of craziness there, so less crazy doesn't mean it's not crazy, but a bit more chill when we need to, maybe yeah, but not too much.
I think the show sort of developed into a bit of a more mature thing. Not less freestyle, but more coordinated, more orchestrated, more choreographed.
There is gonna be high jump, like in links. Segment 5, after flip evolution. Okay?
Yeah, the show gets bigger and better every single year. The music was always good because of Mosaken, but 10 years ago there was not as much fire, and now it's like everywhere is explosions and it's great.
We began with cheerleaders. There were no fuel girls in the beginning. Then we found the fuel girls, and they're actually performers. They're not just sexy ass wiggling people. They're actually trained fire performers who perform all over the world.
So when we started, it was unchoreographed. We'd be given spots of where to stand that was safe enough to stand there. And now, I mean, this year particularly, it's such a spectacle. It's choreographed, it's slick. We are all matching, it feels more themed.
Now they're hanging in a burning cube in the air, they have their fire guns, they have big Lyco effects, and it's definitely an important add-on to the show.
What we do has obviously evolved. It's been a long time that the Fuel Girls has been, you know, performing in general. So our skill set has developed, and the same as all the riders that just keep blowing my mind every year.
My best memory from MOD. My favorite part in the shows are always the intro. I always have the goosebumps on my skin.
Everybody did the straight flip, and I did a whip flip. And I almost touched the head of Bianconcini with my back wheel.
The guy that jumped with the caravans on the back and then jumped through the caravan as well, that we put on top of the landing.
Klagenfurt 2016, that long distance flip that we did with the toe in over like 50 centimeters of boards, 70 kilometers an hour, and jumping the moto jump distance.
What I remember so well is Bienvenido teaching me how to Superman properly. And since that day, I know how to Superman.
From this side, they touch me with a hand, and the other side, they grab me the foot.
Oh yeah, the world record train where we did 38 backflips in under a minute or something.
Said Adolf Silva on the back of the buggy.
And also my brother David was bringing some sick tricks like 360 body varial a couple years ago, or casual tail whip to tail whip back a couple days ago.
It was a big move for me.
I think MOD is a perfect occasion to set a goal of a new trick, train it at home, and then come here with extra motivation during the show, the boost you get from the crowd, then you send it and you probably land it because you're so motivated to do it.
We said it as a joke once in winter. Hey Kai, what do you think? We do the scissor lift but with moto. Oh yeah, I can flip down. And then in the process, he found out could maybe front bonk. So we got a scissor lift to Berlin, got him the airbag to set it up and everything, and then that dream of him, or like the vision we had a couple months prior, worked out, and is something that also went all over the world. Like, oh, f***.
Pulling that off, especially in all these shows, was really mind-blowing, and I think that's still, the craziest like moto trick I've seen.
And the guys after the show, then they're ready to bring it to the contest.
The best example of that is the twister, you know. A trick that showed that I was there to try and push the sport. So Masters of Dirt, I think, has had an immeasurable impact on me as a rider and on my career, you know.
I think all the guys are responsible for their own success through their skill set, and I'm sure they would have made it also without us.
When I was starting to build a track here was also at the start of my building career, I would say. Georg, he always believed in me, he always supported me, and this is definitely 100% part of it, yeah, of my involvement as a builder.
Just started shooting MOD like back in 2014. I was trying to make the transition into being a full-time professional photographer, and the MOD definitely helped with that. That has definitely shaped my career in a way.
Yeah, we will be always, you know, thankful to Georgie because he gave us the opportunity to show to the world that we were doing tandem, and he definitely opened a lot of doors for us.
I got the opportunity to be here to ride with some of the best guys in the world at such a young age, you know, and not only to ride with them, but to experience the life amongst MOD, you know. We're such an inclusive family, you know. When we bring the new athletes in, we try to like immediately make them one of our own.
I think it's actually really good that like MOD is bringing in new people, like new sports, new action things to the whole show. Like every year when people go there, you know, you can be sure they're gonna see something new.
I have friends that say, hey, I've been to Masters of Dirt 3 times already, so I've seen it all. I'm like, no, you haven't.
I've never had the feeling that we're gonna come to a certain level where we can't top it. There's every year we can think of something else. Coming up with new stuff, yeah, it's hard, but the sports also give us new things.
When you see crowds smiling, when you see people that started here with 3 running on their bicycles in the Kids Are the Future segment that are now 11 going down the roll-in.
Kids, they are starting into the sport on a completely different level. Now you got to do double backies to actually, be part of the show, which is absolutely insane.
That's great. So much legacy.
To show themselves on this insane stage, and the fact that we're able to include that in a massive dirt show is legendary.
They give you the good vibe. They're like, yeah, come on, send it, yeah, sick. And that's the cool thing about it. You instantly get integrated as a new kid.
They welcomed me pretty nice, like there was no difference of like I'm riding or a scooter or something. It was just a really nice vibe since beginning, so I'm really grateful for that.
And in my eyes, I think it's great, especially also for me being a trials guy. Like there are so many different riders, different athletes of different disciplines.
We have the same passion, we are doing the same, we're pushing ourselves.
And MOD is just connecting every one of us.
It's a real family.
And it's one of the nicest families to be in.
I be more time with these people than be at home with my wife and my daughter, my mom and dad.
Always the shows abroad are really nice because we get to hang with the family and spend time together and do a lot of fun extra things next to the show. Going to Dubai for the first time was really cool. Going to Dubai for the second time was really cool when we shot in the dunes.
If I had to pick one, it would be Chile, because it was just so far away.
The vibe was insane, the crowd was amazing, it was like, people was just going crazy, they were almost throwing the kids at us, like, it was just like, it was a crazy show, like, everything went perfect.
Places we traveled, people we met, passports being taken away, having to stay in countries, which happened multiple times. I think those memories will never leave my head.
I love the experiences that I've had, the bad ones, the good ones, the f***ed up ones, like that's also necessary for life. And the extreme sports life is a super unique one, and here at Masters of Dirt, all the most insane things about being a freestyle extreme sports athlete are just at their prime.
For such a long time already, MOD brings us so many banger tricks and memorable moments.
You have now the men of the story of freestyle. And I jump with everybody in the world, with all the promoters. I did competitions, I did shows, everything. It's not because Georgie is my friend or whatever. It's the best show or whatever you want to call in the world.
If you're a fan of extreme sports and of escaping from reality for a few hours, then this is the place to be.
And I hope it will last forever.
The most stupid thing I cannot tell.
The streak we did. And then as soon as I got back to my room, the email from my hotel manager that said there's 20 guys running around naked through our hotel lobby. I'm not sure if that was the smartest thing to do.
In Dubai, when I was flying the Phantom inside, and at one point it lost connection and just had a mind of its own way and flew super fast one direction, luckily into an empty stand. We were at the whole female side of the royal family of Dubai there, in the stands over here, and the drone just went funk and crashed into like the stands, and it could have been much worse. Then I probably would be still in Dubai, somewhere in a dungeon.
So we saw in Britain's Got Talent Mr. Methane. It's a guy that goes like this. He has a cape and a hole where his balls and his ass are, and we put him on the landing on the table, and we put Edgar with one of the lawnmower helmets with a plastic, with a balloon with flour inside, like white powder, and the guy went on his back, put a straw in his ass with a dart pin, and farted and exploded the balloon. This was definitely the most stupid thing. We had to fly him out again because people complained so hard. I loved it though.